Hello friends. So we are on to part 2 of an essay on criticism by Alexander Pope. Now here the whole section deals with why do critics make mistakes? Why do they make wrong judgments? What are the causes? What are the reasons? See, some of these may be personal, some of this may be general. And in this section, he deals with two sins. Sins means, there are 7 deadly sins. So of these 2, like sloth, then pride, envy, and so on. So in this section, he deals with the 2 of these deadly sins. One is pride and the other is envy. And it begins with this pride. Pride, he says, it causes errors in judgment. It misguides the mind. Suppose you are a proud person, you always be thinking of something that you don't have, isn't it? So this erring in judgment, you see, is a never failing vice of fools. All the fools are, some or the other way, they are very proud people, you see. Pretensions. They pretend what they don't have. See that? Then pride defends you. Whenever you lack wit, you lack reason, you don't know how to proceed, then pride defends you. Pride, where wit fails, pride takes over. And that is the thing. And then, what else is that, it fills the void of sense and reason. Suppose you don't have sense and reason, then pride comes and fills that area, that space is filled. And then, suppose by chance reason dawns on you, then it is like daylight. So all the clouds of the pride will disappear. And what Pope wants to tell you is that don't have preconceived opinions about poets and writers. So that you don't say that, you should not think that, oh, I know everything, and therefore whatever I judge is right. So that is one of the causes of wrong judgments, pride. So to know what you should do first is, as Socrates said, that axiom, know thyself. Know your limits, know your gifts, know your weaknesses. So for that you can take the help of your friends, or you can take the help of even your foe. Foe means your enemy. So that is point number 1. Why do critics make mistakes? Or judgments go wrong? The first reason is pride, and pride is what we call the never failing vice of fools. The fools, they will say that I am greater than that person. So you write a one-act play, and then you say, if you are a very proud man, you will say, oh, I am greater than Shakespeare. So pride is the basis of almost all the wrong judgments, and if you yourself consider that you are something other than what you are. Understand? That is the pride. Now, in fact, it begins with pride. You can divide this section into, or you can look at this section into, or you can go through this section, say, considering about 14 different points. So that will become easy for you to go through. First is, already we have seen pride. Pride is the first one. Then second cause for wrong judgments, he says, is that a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. That is, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So he will explain this further. For the time being, you can make a survey of the whole section. A little knowledge. So you can see now that Thomas Carlyle said, what do you know? When you compare to what you don't know, is only a drop in an ocean. This our knowledge is so little. And then third point is This is an advice to critics. Don't waste time counting minor mistakes. Don't look at a work of art with the malignant eyes. Some people, they scan for small things, So what happens is they lose the big things. Right? This is what happens very often. So in examination, you can see some people start studying in the one-word questions. They complete everything, but then they forget to do the essay question. So it's like that. Understand? Yes. And the fourth reason is, some critics, they search for conceits, bombastic style, high sounding words like that. Bombast, conceit, and glitter language, glittering of language. Using glittering language, glittering words, word pictures. That is good. And then some other critics, they look for rhyme, only rhymes, sound. Their main fascination is sound. Like when Suresh, crush, dish, wash. The meaning. Suresh, crush, dish, wash. So there is a beautiful sound also. They look for that. Understand that. And then sixth is a point, he is pointing out that art is not chance. Art is not chance. Art is craft. You have to put in your brain. You have to think. So some people will think that, oh, it's all by chance. Illumination. That's the thing. Or what do you say in the romantics, that is a sudden emotion. There is nothing like that. See, of course, this is the view of the neoclassical critics. Then he says, don't go to extremes. Seventh point is that extremes should be avoided. Extremes should be avoided. Means neither too much of praise nor too much of criticism. And fault finding. Extremes, you avoid. That's the thing. And then the eighth point is, that is, you have to, we say that, ancients, speaking about ancients, you should respect the ancients. Again, here he says, the first part also, ancients should be respected. Don't throw mire on their face, saying that moderns are better and so on. See that? And then next, the ninth point is, of course, these things we will further discuss. The ninth is that the sense you have to be current. With the current of some people are there, no? Some people, what happens is that they swim with the current. What is the talk in the town news? What people say? See, there are some film critics, they write notes on films. First they will find out what are the opinions of different people, and then they will follow that. So that is, don't swim with the current, that's what this is. Don't swim with the current. That means, don't swim against the current also. Both are wrong. So if you see, that means you should not go with other people's opinion, you should have your own opinion. Understand? Somebody said, that is great. No, okay, then that is great. Don't be like that. That's right. And the 10th reason says, some people change their opinion very often. Fickle and freak. See, you have got an opinion. You can see when you conduct seminars and so on in the classroom. But you come with some fair opinion. Then 2 or 3 people will say, no, it's not like that. Then you also change. No, you can change, but there should be what? The reason for it. There should be reason for it. And 11th thesis is, there are some people who, for the sake of attack the ancients. I don't know why. He says, ancients attacked. For no reason, they don't give any reason. Oh, sometimes they say, what is our problem? Even Dryden, when in the dramatic poetry discuss this, when he compares the Elizabethan drama and the ancients, drama of the ancients, he says, those are known fables. There's nothing new. Moment you say, what is this? Or the moment you say, the king Oedipus, you know what is going to happen. What is, at the end, what will be the play, etc. Like that. He's not finding fault with Dryden. There are some people who are doing like that. And then 13, he'll tell this envy. I told you, these are the two deadly sins dealt with here. Because of envy, can go down. Understand? Envy is another thing. And you have got this, you have, when you are envious, it can happen. Yes? Yes. Then you can see that there are, you don't have wits like, he's speaking about, 14th point, he speaks about, like here, isn't it? Okay. Patriarch wits. Patriarch wits. Says, you don't have such wits now. Their fame, yesterday we saw, immortal fame. Immortal glory. But today so they have got very little their fame lasts for say hardly 50 years or maybe 60. Patriarchs we don't have. So then how is it connected with the cause of wrong judgment? Patriarch which we don't have, so what should we do? He says better not to. He says you praise these moderns now and at the present time. Both meaning the same. That means they are not going to get much fame or adoration or worship in future. That's what he says. And then he says, 14 this, don't praise inferior wits. Inferior wits, they don't. Sorry, this is 13, no? 13. 14 is, don't praise, do not praise inferior wits. That will spoil your wits. That will spoil your standard. Inferior wits should not be praised. So these are the 14 points that Pope is trying to tell you. And in between you can see some other, see pride is one. A little knowledge is interesting. Don't waste time counting minor faults. There of course he speaks about, don't look at parts but look at the whole. Now you don't praise, you don't make a remark on a person just by looking at his eyes or nose or ears. No, the whole thing you have to see. See that? So don't look at parts and then criticize, but see the whole thing, like a dome. For example, even we are going to explain that further, so I don't want to waste time here. So don't waste time counting faults, but look at things as a whole. Then conceits and bombast and glittering phrases some people like. The rhyming sound, as just now I gave you an example. Then art is not chance, it is labored. It has to be put in hard work from that. Extreme should be avoided. Neither praise nor extreme should be avoided. Be balanced. You should cultivate, a good critic should cultivate equanimity, or should look at things with balanced mind. Ancients. Then there is a praise for ancients here also. Then don't swim with the current. Means current opinion, don't go along with that. Just for the sake of agreeing. Fickle and free critics, change their opinion. Then ancients attacked. Some moderns attack the ancients for no reason, even Dryden. Even Dryden is attacked. Envy is another reason. And then patriarch, which we don't have these days. Patriarch, which are immortal people, immortal fame, but today's people, they have got their fame lasting just for 60 or 50 years, 50 or 60 years. And don't praise inferior wits, because that will only spoil it will do harm to your standard. If you go on praising inferior, which and inferior, write this. So we have already seen the first one, that is envy, and we hardly will get, if we get one time we will explain 2 or 3 more points, and remaining you will see later. So first one we have already seen envy. Envy is, what is the definition of envy? It is a never failing vice of fools. And envy can create a lot of problems for it. So get rid of it if you want to be a good judge. Okay. Second is little knowledge. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. This is a quote. Little knowledge. And as I already told you, Thomas Carlyle said, what Thomas Carlyle said, and what our poet says is that you should not be satisfied with the tasting Pierian spring. Pierian spring, that is considered to be the source of, the favorite of the muses and the source of all the arts and sciences. Don't taste means touch 1 or 2 words here, one book here, another book here, and then say, oh, I know everything. You see, there are some people, practicing certain kind of padis, say naturopathy and like that, they are. So they read 1 or 2 books or listen to a talk and they say, oh, I know everything about it. Then they go around giving classes to others. That is the most horrible thing. Little knowledge is a dangerous thing. And most of those people who follow this kind of spurious padis, they fall sick. Right? This is a terrible situation that's happening around in our society. You can see some people doing that. So, taste not the Pierian spring. Don't be satisfied with the shallow drops. That means, don't just look here and then make a theory. No. Drink deep. If you take one or two drops, or read 1 or 2 books on a subject, you feel intoxicated. Oh, wonderful knowledge! I can do anything with this. See, but when you drink deep, the Pierian spring, that means steady. Put your effort. Then what happens? You will feel. Now I have become sober. Sober means balance. Oh, so much knowledge, and I know only this much. You will think like that. So when you are young, you feel like taking a leap. But when you advance in years, then you will see the length lying before you and the one that is left behind you. So that you become mature. For example, you take Hamlet and read. Oh, now I know all about Shakespeare's tragedies. What is that? How can you say that? Hamlet is a different thing, totally different thing from Othello. Isn't it? That is like that. So, as young people, sometimes you may do this. See that? You don't see the distance. You see, you are short-sighted when you are young. You are very short-sighted. Understand? That is, when you actually go ahead, advance in years, and then you look back, then you say, oh, what I know is nothing. What I know is, I have learned nothing. It is, he says, labors of the lengthened way, they say. Labors of the lengthened way. You look back and see your labors of the lengthened way. See that? And it is, he compares it to, there is trying to climb Alps. See the mountain ranges, Alps. He says, you will find that, first peak, I have done, I have covered. Then when you look forward, you will find so many hills rising, one after another. Why these hills? Why these hills? Why these hills? Alps on Alps rising. That is it. Alps on Alps arise. So it's like that, never ending. See? All your glowing efforts, labors, you find all the lengthened way, you find the first one, you think the first peak, that is, you feel it is the last one. Then in front of that you have got number of peaks, one after another rise. Alps on Alps rise. That's what Pope says. So there is no end to knowledge. That's the meaning. This comparison between acquiring knowledge and mastering Alps mountains has been brilliantly praised by scholars and critics alike. Because it's so, it tells you all about knowledge. Knowledge, there's no end. Now, especially we know these days, explosion of knowledge, every field. You say something today, tomorrow it changes. As even scientific principles change, scientific truth change. So that is the situation. Then how can you say, after going through one or two books, so after reading T.S. Eliot's poem, April is the cruelest month. Then I know once a professor was teaching like this, April is the cruelest month. Then he threw the book on the table and I said, why is April the cruelest month? Why? Who can say that? To say that April is the cruelest month, you should have I don't know how much knowledge you must have to explain that cruelest, because it gives you a jolt. When you say April is a month, it's all right. There's no problem at all. When you say April is a month, okay. May is a month, June is a month. But when you say April is the cruelest month, suddenly what comes to your mind is chosen. One that April with his shoulders suited. Understand that? The life and there is a lot of spring season, flowers, birds singing, they cannot go to sleep, they open their eyes, make a melody throughout the night, pilgrims are moving from that place to this place, there is altogether activity, such a wonderful month of April. Here is another poet who says, then to explain that, if you say that cruelest is the superlative degree of cruel, is there an explanation for that? Can you say this is an explanation? Can you? So therefore, this is what I said. Alps on Alps. You can write. When we were taught, Hamlet, one of our teachers said, you can write pages after pages on to be or not to be. Right? There is no end, even now. See that? To browse or not to browse. See, like this, you can have a number of explanations. So I think that now you follow. So a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Sometimes I also feel like that. What I am say, sometimes I give explanations. I am really, I am trembling. Am I correct? But in my case, what I do is that I always take a kind of, I apply for a bail, saying that this is one of the views. There may be many other views. Please go through that also. One support to you. So that's the thing. Understand? Now third is, don't go after minor faults. Minor faults. Don't go after minor faults. And then look at things as a whole. That's the thing. As a whole. Not part by part. He gives two examples. One is human being. The other is even a Roman dome, he says. A Roman dome. See, parts. You can see like this now. Aldous actually, after seeing Taj Mahal, he said, oh, Taj Mahal is one of the wonders of the world, but I don't agree with that. Pillars. Why so many pillars? See? So what happened to Aldous Huxley, personally, Aldous Huxley is, he lost the beauty of the looking at Taj in a moonlit night. Taj bathed in moonlight, a calm and quiet night. That he lost because he was going after these pillars. Why so many pillars? So don't be like that, that's what Pope says. Understand? Slight faults, don't go after slight faults to find faults. Survey the whole. Don't have the malignant delight of listing the faults like this. Have a generous pleasure. So, then that will charm your wit. Have a generous pleasure. equanimity and balanced. You must have balanced mind. That will charm you with. You got the point? Yes. So there is nothing. You cannot look at parts and say that peculiar parts, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong. And he gives two examples. One is, he says, that is your lip, for example. Looking at a person's lips, you cannot say he is beautiful or he is ugly. You have to look at the whole. His dress, the way he appears. Looking at the eyes, some people say, oh, she has a luminous dark eyes. But then the next sentence is that, oh, but the body is shapeless. Go on. See that? So just by looking at one part of a person's body, you cannot judge, you cannot come to the conclusion that that person is beautiful or handsome. You cannot say. Just as looking at this one part of the work of art, or a poem, or a drama, you can see that is what happened to T.S. Eliot. In one way, I beg your pardon when I make this statement. T.S. Eliot going to the Hamlet, he said, Hamlet, there is no objective quote it. But what about all the other beauties of Hamlet, the tragedy? So this is what Pope says. That doesn't mean that you should not project mistakes. You can, but not at the expense of the beauty of the whole thing. Understand? And then he says that, no single part should unequally surprise you. That's not that. Even Roman domes. Romans are very famous for their domes. He says, don't look at part by part, look at the whole. So you go to Charminar and say, look at the Charminar and say, oh, this, what is after? 4 pillars. No, but look at the whole thing. Then you will find that it is very beautiful. Understand? No single part unequally should surprise you. All should come united. So therefore, when you look at a work of art, when you read a work of art, so there's two good comparisons. One is, don't assess the beauty of a person just by looking at eyes or lips or nose or ears. Nobody will look at assess the beauty of the person by looking at his stomach. So we will leave that part. And then his eyes, this something exposed, So don't do that. Like that, domes. And exactly like this. Even in nature, you won't find anything that is perfect. There will be canker in a rose. That is the way nature makes things. So why do you worry about that? So when you read a poem, say to a skylark, Shelley, or when you read Ode to Autumn, or another very beautiful creation, Grecian John Keats. So there may be one or two words that you don't like, or a line maybe. Just don't stick on that and enjoy a malignant brush up. Understand? But look at the whole thing and then make a judgment. So 3 main points. Envy is a cause, straight away you can understand. Little knowledge is a dangerous thing, that is also you can understand. A minor force, look at things as a whole. You have got 2 comparisons here. Man, and then you compare a man, assess a man's beauty. Also Roman domes. Why Roman domes? Because Romans are very famous for making domes and also pillars, you can see. Roman architecture, you can see. Understand? And then the 4th point, and that today's, I mean, we can say that this is the 3rd point, yes, minor 4. And yes, then further explanation is there for this. There is another is La Mancha's night. La Mancha's night. La Mancha, is the Don Quixote de la Mancha. Don Quixote, the famous Spanish novel by Cervantes. Don Quixote, La Mancha. So what happened, one day, one of the knights of La Mancha, that is this Don Quixote, he met a bard. So La Mancha told a lot of things about Aristotle's poetics. He said, a drama should be written like this, and end of this and this and that. And then he said, you write a drama and show me. So he went, he wrote. He wrote and he presented to the knight. And knight went through the drama and said, huh? Where is the combat? He said, fight. Where's the combat? Where are the knights? Where are the squires? Where are the steeds? Where will they stand? But Aristotle said that such repulsive scenes should not be presented on the stage. It should be narrated only. No, he said. Ramanja said, bring them all on the stage. The bard said, oh, how is it possible? The stage is a very small, stage is only small area. Then in that case you build a new stage, or you do the entire thing on plain ground, he said. See that? He has no care for the other part of the drama. He is concerned only about this one part. And then he dismissed the ball. The whole drama is beautiful. It is worth the labor. But when he finds that where this combat is missing, the actual fight is missing, he said, what is this? Go, take it away. Such people, they have got malignant eyes. They have got malignant pressure, you see. Understand that? So, look at the whole thing. So that's it. When you see, for example, you might have read A.G. Gardner's one saying, please, no? That essay, that very beautiful essay. So there is a young lady, yes, be polite, that's the thing. Then you can see at the end he says, there is a, what does he say? The conclusion is that rules are for not the letter of the rule, but the spirit of the rule. Like that. Don't go for word by word examination of works of art, but what you should do is that you should look at the whole. What the author intended. From there you can see intentional fallacy. That's a different thing. Going after searching the intention of the author, that is intentional fallacies. Some people say like, understand? So what happens is, critics offend by love of parts. Critics offend by love of parts, as La Mancha's knight did. So he was offended because the combat is missing. Look at that. So therefore he says, don't be like this. Then some other, the last going for today, or I think this is enough for today, we will continue tomorrow. So we have got all these 14 points, in 14 areas we can see. 14 small hills we can, right? So, yes. So there you go. Therefore, I hope you have followed me, enjoyed, and we will see again tomorrow or next time. Till then, bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy.